Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So it's my favourite week, it's AFL Grand Final week. This year we are the Demons versus the Dogs. So let's go ahead and get decorating. Alright, so this is one of my favourite weeks of the year to do. It's AFL Grand Final week, which means I get to decorate in Grand Final theme. Now last year, I didn't do the theme of the teams as much. I did the theme of the Gabba because we were at the Gabba. That doesn't happen very often. This year I'm going back to the teams because I'm very happy about one of the teams. I'm happy about the other team, but not very happy. But the unfortunate thing is Melbourne and the Bulldogs have similar colours. So Melbourne is dark blue and red, and Dogs are royal blue, white and red. So we've got similar colour themes here, but we'll work something out. So I printed these out and then I decided I wanted to print them on some sticker paper. So I've printed it on sticker paper as well. I want to do some different bits and pieces. I may end up using these, I haven't decided yet. And I've also gone ahead and printed out some, this is actually Planner's Anonymous paper from the Bon Voyage digital kit. I'm going to use this on the backs. So you'll get the idea in a minute. So what I want to do though that's different is do a different kind of flipper. So what I'm going to do is grab some acetate. So this is just a bit, it's just a half bit of acetate. It's nothing fancy here. And I'm basically just going to cut this in half. Now I'm hoping that when I cut it in half it's the right size. I'm sure it will be. I'm just going to measure it first just to be on the safe side. So it looks to me like it's about 15, maybe 16. Come here. 16.3, so I'm going to cut that to about 8 and we'll do 8, just over 8, and we'll just sort of see how it goes. I'm going to cut a lot of this off anyway, so it doesn't need to be a particular width. This is the first time I've done a flipper like this and I'm really not sure of what I'm doing. We're going to give this a shot. So I'm going to grab the logos. So I'm just going to cut it out roughly first. And then I'm going to cut this in half. So the Melbourne one's going to go with the red background, and the Dogs one's going to go with the blue background. And this is so I can write on it because I don't want it to be messy looking. So we're going to attach this temporarily to the back. So I'm just putting just a couple of little spots, sticking it to the back of the red one. And then when I cut this out, it's going to be the same shape. So I'm just going around the outside, leaving a little white lip, just trying to keep the pages together as I go around. I could have obviously stuck this together a bit more, but I feel like this will do the job. Alright, so then you've got both sides of this ready to go, and let's just hope when I cut that acetate that I cut it to the right width. So the acetate's going to sit here. It'll look a bit weird, but trust me. I'm also just grabbing a whiteboard marker pen. No, I did it too wide. That's all right. I've got plenty of acetate, so it's not a problem. Cut it too thin, sorry. I have so many small bits of acetate in there that they kind of all get mixed up together. So I'm just measuring this on the page this time. So I want the logo to sit just here. So I'm going to grab my whiteboard marker. Bit more. Okay, we're going to cut it just there. So I'm just marking that with the whiteboard marker. I can go ahead and trim that down. So then what we're going to do is we're going to bring in, we're going to tear them apart, pull that apart, and then go nuts with the glue. And I am putting plenty of glue on this because when you're on acetate, sometimes, not always, but sometimes it likes to come loose. So I just like to make sure I've got plenty of glue on there. So I'm lining it back up again exactly where I want it. And then we can attach this one. This is why I want to cover it up. Number one, it gives me somewhere to write, but number two, it doesn't really look all that great. So you might as well make it look pretty as well. Could use double-sided tape here. I wouldn't suggest liquid glue. It's not going to give you what you want. Glue runner or double-sided tape will work fine. So I'm just lining that up so I can't see it. There we go. And now I can write on one side and the other side looks fancy. I'm going to go ahead and do the Bulldogs one the exact same way, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to do something fancy with it. Alright, I'm actually really happy with those. They've turned out right. The only thing I did was I accidentally smudged my whiteboard marker onto the white paper. I'm hoping that I can cover that up somewhere along the line, but if I can't, it's okay. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is punch in my holes. Now that'll feel like the wrong thing to do right now, but I kind of need them to guide me a little bit. So I'm going to punch the holes. I'm also just going to make a mark at the top and the bottom just to kind of guide me again. So this will all make sense in just a second, and so why I'm being a bit cagey about what I'm doing. I've never done this kind of flipping before. I don't know if it'll work. I assume it will, but I don't know. So I'm grabbing my hole punch. I'm just punching out all these holes. That's why I'm not so worried about it being my acetate's a little dirty. Usually if I'm doing something like this, I'd be very careful to use a nice clean bit of acetate. I don't mind that it's not clean. Alright, so I'm lining this up where my little lines are, and I'm going to trim this down just before the end of here. So I'm almost at the top of the Melbourne logo, but not quite. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You've got to do this at the top, which makes it, oh, I can do it that way, which makes it a little bit more difficult, but then I remembered you can do it this way because acetate. It doesn't have to be completely lined up with the other one. Okay. And then what we're going to do is cut out around the logo, so it's going to end up looking like it's sort of floating. So I'm happy to give it a little bit of space again, so it's kind of got, if you look at it really closely, and when I do zooms you'll see it's sort of got like the red edge, the white edge, and then just a clear edge around the outside again. I'm happy to leave just a little bit of a lip, but you don't have to. You could cut right up against the edge. And the cool thing about the acetate is you can go flip it either side and get the same result. It does make it a lot easier. And then when we get here, if it's not quite joined up, we're almost there. So it's a very easy little cut to make. Around the edge. Then now rub off the little mark. When you put this down, it's going to look like it's floating. I love it. I think it's really clever's not the right word, and I don't like giving myself credit for clever things, but I think it's really cool. It's really different. It's something that I haven't done before, and I haven't seen be done before. That doesn't mean that it hasn't, but it's definitely something different. So I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for the Bulldogs one, and I'll be right back. I love that. Now you could trim off the bit at the top. I feel like it's okay. It doesn't bother me, so I'm going to leave it. But I think that looks really cool. I hope you guys think that's cool. And then, like I said, you've now got the ability to write on the back. So it's sort of, otherwise I feel like it would have looked a bit weird, or been a bit weird if it was sort of only there to be written on with like a permanent marker or something. So anyway, just going to move those off to the side for now. We're going to start on doing the actual decoration of the page. So same way as normal, I'm just going to white out the September at the top and the bottom. Now the Melbourne page is a lot easier than the Bulldogs page because I don't need white on Melbourne's page, so that makes it a bit easier. So I'm just using, this is my the washi tape that I made with Hobby Hoppers. It's the perfect navy blue, so it's going to work fine. I just need to trim off the top though, so I've done that right to the line. I just need to trim it off because it is a little bit too tall. because I want to be able to make sure that the red looks right. So that's gone. And then the red, this is I think it's a Kmart tape. I don't think they have it anymore. Any kind of red tape will work here as long as it's plain. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to have it in the middle or if I'm going to have it at the top. So you have the red and the blue. I like it at the top. I thought I had another one of these, but I apparently don't. So this one seems to have a bit of a crease on it, but when you push it down, I don't think you'll notice. So we're going to do the same thing on the bottom for this one. And then we'll go ahead and work on the dogs. Oh, sorry, while I'm thinking of it, the navy at the bottom, sorry, the washi at the bottom of the Melbourne, of the both pages will be a bit different because my line's a bit thinner. So hopefully, I'll do the other side with you when I do the red, white and blue to try and work this out. So hold on, just finish this first and then we'll come back for the red, white and blue. There's our Melbourne side. Problem with the dogs is we need white, and I don't want, I've got two different washi tapes, so this is a different blue, so it works out really well, but I don't want to just sort of have a blank strip in the middle because I feel like it'll look weird. That said, what I'm going to do will probably look weird too, but I just want to try it before I decide to do it the other way. So I'm grabbing, I want this to do blue, red and white so it doesn't run the same as the other. So I'm going to put a strip of the blue, this is Kmart washi tape as well. I'm using the edge of the page because that way I don't have to cut it quite so much. Or at least I can trust that the page is straight. Okay, so we've got red, sorry, blue. I'm not colourblind, I swear. I'm actually going to grab, out of this same one, there's this black washi, and this is just as a placeholder. So I'm just using the black to get the space right. And then we'll put the red down. So I'm just being careful not to cover the black washi, so when I pull it up, it's right, it'll be fine because I don't need this whole big bit. I'm just pulling really gently. I did tear a bit on this end, but that's okay. I can just not use that end. And we'll have it just like that. I think this works. I think it looks better than having, because you have the bit of white out on the top, which would look weird. So I'm hoping that this will look better. I'm just going to trim it out with the paper trimmer. Then I can use that line to cut or to make the next one, because I'm pretty sure the line on the other side isn't as straight. So lining that up straight down. Yep, it works. I cut off a little bit of the red, but that's alright because it's washi tape. You should be able to just peel it up. And I'm just going to repeat that with the blue, the black and the red and trim out for the bottom. Now I'm thinking for the bottom I'm going to have to make that a little bit skinnier. So the white strip on the bottom is going to be skinnier. So I'm not going to use the black in the middle. I think that's okay. It looks straight to me. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to trim this bit out as well, and then we'll stick it to the top and the bottom just with some glue tape, and I'll be right back. I'm happy because it looks right, as in it. I was worried that the red, white and blue would just look funny, but it doesn't. It looks good, and so does the Melbourne. It's the right cut. They're the right colours. I could have cut this, and if this tape keeps rolling up, I might. Sometimes washi has trouble sticking on washi, so as we go along here, if this starts to roll up too much, I'll just cut it and then replace it, but we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, the other thing I did do, which I haven't done before, or haven't at least done for a long time, is made my own sort of stickers. They're not stickers as in I haven't cut them with the cricket or the silhouette or anything. I've just put pictures that I'm happy with and boxes onto some sticker paper, and I'm just going to cut them out. I'm not going to do anything fancy with any of these. I don't need to be fancy with these. I feel like it's just enough. It's just this little bit is just more than enough. So I've got pictures here. I've got 2 pictures of Optus Stadium, because as I said, this year's grand final is being held in Perth, which is different. So I've got 2 pictures of Optus Stadium. I've got a Dogs song kind of reference. So it's got Can't Beat the Boys of the Bulldog Breed, which is part of their song, and the same thing for Melbourne. I've got Every Heartbeat's True. So I'm going to have a play with those. We're just going to use these the same way we'd use normal stickers, basically. Start off with the stickers. Sorry, I forgot about these 2. I did also cut these, print these ones. The only thing that's going to be missing from the grand final on the weekend, we're getting a crowd. So I'm very happy for that reason that it is going to Perth, because it means there will be a crowd. But there won't be a crowd like there would be a crowd if this was at the MCG. So I wanted to put something in there that sort of celebrates the fans and celebrates the poor Melbourne fans. I don't like, again, I don't tend to go into football talk too much with you guys, because I'm sure I'm talking gibberish to most of you. But for anyone that who knows anything about Aussie rules footy, Melbourne haven't won a flag, I think it's since 1964. It's been a long time. And for the Melbourne supporters to be in a grand final, they were in one in 2000, so it's not like they haven't been one, but they got demolished in 2000. For them not to be there while this is happening, I have a real lot of empathy for them. And for that reason, I hope they win, but it will be very sad if the crowd isn't there. So I wanted to sort of pay homage to that just a little bit here in my planner. Okay, so I'm going to put... I'm kind of going to cover up the days. I want, not all of them, but I want there to be some bits and pieces in different places. So I want the 2, and obviously I'm sticking to putting the Dogs stuff on the dog side and the Melbourne stuff on the Melbourne side. I'm just keeping an eye on how it looks, as in I don't want to have the stickers popping up from behind. Like, I feel like that's a waste, so you might as well put it up there. I don't mind if I trim this off a little bit, that doesn't bother me. And I like that all the stickers are the same height, but they're all different widths. So it just kind of looks like you stacked it a little bit, which is kind of cool. And then I do have some boxes that I cut out as well with the same colours, so I might use those as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these ones down first, because I know I'm happy with them. This is just sticker paper. I have some sitting in my cupboard from when I tried to make stickers. I think this is called unicorn sticker paper. It is very, very nice. It is matte. It is very buttery. But if you've just got regular sticker paper or the quirky sticker paper, you could use that too. And because it is slightly thicker sticker paper, you can get away with not having to put the white out on the top. I'm just going to trim this just a little bit. I just feel like it's a little bit too wide. The dog's one isn't so bad because it's taking up, but I will trim it still, because it's only taking up the stuff on the... Okay. I'm going to do something tricky. I have a bunch of this paper left over, so I might as well use it and have it so it opens up and it's red on the inside, so it flips up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it out first and then stick it. You guys have seen me do this before, so I'm going to do it at fast speed, but it's basically just sticking the sticker on and then making the paper fit. On the inside, so if I do want to write something in there, I can. I'm going to do the exact same thing for the one on the dog side. I'm just going to trim it a little bit as well, make it a little bit less wide. So I just went ahead and cut out also a couple of other boxes. So this one's going to go on this side and this one's going to go on this side. They look like the same colour actually. Just trying to work out that one's. Flip them around. The lighter red is on the dog side and the darker red is on the demon side. So these boxes are just going in just basically to cover up the Sundays. Or cover off the spare box. But I do have some other ones that I'm going to use to write in my sort of bits and pieces. I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to put in my dates. I know what I want to use to put in my dates, but I don't really know how yet. Alright, I'm happy, really happy overall with that. I think that's really cool. But yeah, I just need to work out the days. Something I do need to do before I go any further though, because it's driving me up the wall, is I need to fix the washi tape. So I'm going to cut straight through this because it's boring. Basically all I'm doing here is I'm going to line up my ruler on the top of the where the red washi tape is, and I'm going to very lightly push down. So the idea here is I'm just trying to go through the blue washi. We're going to pull the red off. And you can see already there's a bit of a cut there. I'm hoping I can pull that up. Go. Doesn't matter if you pull a bit of the paper because it's going to get covered up again anyway. And then put the red back on. I will use different bits of red though for two reasons. One, I've cut that exactly to size, so it'll be really hard to line up. And two, some of the stick will be gone, so I don't want it to come off again. So I'm just lining that right up against the bottom of the blue, and I'd rather have a little bit of red a little bit of white, sorry, at the bottom, as opposed to having a white gap in between the two tapes. actually not be the fact that it's washy on washy. It might just be that the tape's not great. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's stuck now. I actually like the colouring a little bit better. It looks more red than it did before. Okay, days. You know what? Let's just do this the easy way. I've covered up all the days. So let's just put them down, just the days. Why do they need to be on a backing? They're fine just the way they are. Sometimes you overthink things. So we'll just go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, etc., etc., and then I'll put the dates in, and I'll be right back. So dates are in. I'm making a bit of an effort at the moment to make sure I check my book before I use new sets of stickers. I didn't have any 25s that matched, so I didn't have anything that was going to work, so I went back. I also just chucked into my not date cover, my public holiday thing. Actually, that's a good question. Is it a public holiday next Friday? Someone who lives in Melbourne needs to answer that question. I just need to put in the stuff for my appointments and things. So Monday we have an OT appointment, so we'll put that in the box. So I'll put the box in, grab our little doctor's thing, just put that there, and I can put the details in a second. Tuesday, I do want to put something in because it's Charlotte's 28 weeks. That's the wrong red. It needs to be this one. Forgot how fun it was to make your own stickers. It's painstaking. Like it's not easy, but I feel like you really do get exactly what you want. 28 weeks. Make sure all those bits are off. And then we have Mother's Group on Wednesday, so I'll put that in again with a blue box. So the Wednesday I can then also put in sort of other bits and pieces because I've got that blank box. It doesn't necessarily have to be just for Wednesday, it's just a this week one. So I've got my Mother's Group, which is a Zoom meeting, so we'll use the Zoom. And then for the other side, I'm going to put in one of those red ones, or the red one that I took the backing off for, onto Saturday because I am working Saturday, so I need to put those sort of details in. And I'll leave it and I'll add in more boxes if I need to. I feel like I want to add another box in down the bottom here. I will really quick, no, because I'll put the Happy Mail stuff on the back, so that'll be fine. Grand final, yeah, I think that's it. Now usually I just wait for the Zooms to do this, but I'm going to do it now because I want to see how it's going to look in the actual planner. So I'll just put it back in its normal spot. This is where we'll decide if we want to keep the full bit of acetate. I feel like it's a bit stronger this way, but you know, I can take it out if I need to. There we go. So you've got your spread. Obviously you've got the crown bits that pop up so you can put things that you need to do or Happy Mail or whatever it is down there. I also feel like I want to write do a little bit of journaling this week just because it is such a weird week with the grand final. Again, things that you guys probably don't know. When I do these normally, the game that gets the second team in on a prelim is the Saturday night, and then this video will go up on the Sunday. Because there's actually a week off, I've actually been able to do this with some time. I've had to think and be able to actually plan this out, which is why I think it's a little bit better. It hasn't been quite so rushed. So I kind of feel like all those things together is really going to give me some time to want to do some journaling. So you still got the ability to write here, you've got plenty of room on the back, plenty of room here, still plenty of room on the page. But I really like that. I love those floating kind of flippers. I think they look really awesome. I hope you guys like this one too. Like I said at the start, this is one of my favourite ones to do because it does allow me, there's no sticker kit for the grand final. I feel like I should make a sticker kit for the grand final that has like Brownlow sticker and the cup and stuff like that. I haven't even got a picture of the cup on here. I may have to cut that out and stick that in later. But for now, I'm really, really happy with this. I hope you guys liked it too. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Let me know who you think is going to win the grand final. If you're a footy person, leave it down below. Or of course, you can find me on my socials. Hope you guys have an awesome, awesome day. Enjoy the grand final if you celebrate it. And I will catch you again in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!